Greetings. I am Mark Krishik with Digging for End Time Truths, and I am back as your host of the Morning Breadcast. And we are continuing on this week with prophecy updates, and we are going to continue along the lines where we talked yesterday about the 10 Kings. And before that, we mentioned the new program that is coming out of the administration called Stargate. That is going to be a medical, they're going to infiltrated into medical, but it's going to be a huge gathering of data. Okay, so go and research it yourself. And again, I am going to leave the link of the show that I do with Pastor Art out of Connecticut. This week we did. It's called End Times Today, and this week we talked a lot about this. And I'm going to leave the link for that show in the description. So anyway, it will be on my YouTube channel as well. So we are going to continue on. Yesterday we talked about the 10 Kings. Today I want to talk about the 10 Kings, but I also want to talk about the 10 Kings that unite together. And then they take all of their influence in all of the different, go back and listen to yesterday's, all of their influence, global influence that they have, and they're going to gather it all together and unify it, and they're going to give it to the one world ruler that's going to arise. Okay? So we're going to start in Daniel chapter 7, verse 8, and it says this: I was considering the horns. Remember yesterday's teaching, we talked about the horns being the 10 kings out of Revelation, which it mentions as horns, okay? It says, verse 8 out of Daniel 7 says, I was considering the horns, and there was another horn, a little one, coming up among them, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked out by the roots. And there, in this horn, the small one that came up, were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking pompous words. Okay, so here we begin to get a little bit more detail about these 10 kings in Revelation, right? It's in Revelation chapter 12, right? That we mentioned yesterday, the 10 kings. And it says in Daniel 7, chapter 8, that he was considering it, and a little horn came up among the 10. So obviously we're going to see the 10 first, and then a little one is going to come up among them. And he's going to subdue 3 of the 10. And he had eyes like the eyes of a man, and his mouth is speaking pompous words. Okay? He's going to begin to speak against the Lord God and his people. Okay? So I want you to understand that these 10 kings out of Revelation 12, they take their power and they hand it over to the king. I mentioned it yesterday in verse 12. It says, the 10 horns which thou saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as of yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. Okay? And they give their power to the beast. So I want you to understand what we're talking about and what is beginning to be set up right now. You have men of influence in the world that control all the data. They control the food supplies. They control the medical. They control the satellite systems. They control the media. They control all these different things, and they are eventually all going to unite. But out of these 10, one is going to arise that's going to be the one world ruler. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing all this up, and I'm showing you these scriptures, because, listen, it says it in the Old Testament. There's 10 horns, there's 10 toes, and in Revelation it says the 10 horns are 10 kings, and these 10 kings are the ones that they don't have any kingdom yet, but they take all of their authority and they put it all together and they give it to this one king. This one king is the one that we're talking about today, that comes out of this one world ruler that comes out of the 10 kings. Okay, so I want you to be aware of what's going on around you. I don't want you to just be so comfortable in your life that you're not paying attention, or I don't want you to think that because certain people are in charge that we can sit back and relax, because it's not going to slow down the process. It's going to speed it up, as we have found this week. So I want you to be aware, and I want you to keep your nose in the book, your knees on the ground, and your ears to the Spirit of God, and do not be deceived. And we will see you again next time on the Morning Breadcast.